Just getting ready for Slayer. Getting my Slayer muscles happening. I bet you there's going to be a lot of this. So I was going to do a listening party by myself because I thought I would do everything in threes. Like I would do a solo one, and then I would do a guest would come in, like Corey came in that one time, and we did Gojira. And that one got a lot of flack, and I love it because it's funny to me because all my regular listeners, what's up, Hannah? And subscribers get the whole Corey thing. You know, Uncle Corey comes in, we just get crazy and we talk over everything. And I think I picked kind of a bad album for Corey to come in on because so many people love Gojira. So I really felt like, oops, somebody's going to love this band. What's up, Sam? And this one guy's like, the good parts were coming up, and I was like, just wait till they hear this part. And then Corey and I are talking about like beach balls or something, you know. Tepid's here. What are you guys doing here? This is like Memorial Weekend. You should be out camping or something, right? It's kind of funny because I hate camping, so I was going to title this, I'm so glad I'm not camping, or I love not camping. Skeletor's here too, all right. But I decided to make it very formal because this is going to be part of the listening party series. This is episode 4. I think that's right. It's kind of confusing because we're counting up on the episodes. Oh, there's everybody. What's up, everybody? But backwards, we're going 50, 49, 48. Today we're at 47. We're going to check out Slayer, South of Heaven. And, okay, Way of Metal's going to go shower, then he'll be back. He's got to get all prettied up for us. What's up, Max? So I was going to do this all by myself, you know, because I want to do these in threes, solo, with a friend here, like live, and live stream with you guys. But I thought, man, what's up, Nicholas? It's Memorial Day weekend. A lot of people are just doing nothing because they're hanging out. Why not just invite everybody and we could listen to it together? You know, maybe I won't want to do any solo ones anymore. Just as long as people have the expectation that this isn't really going to be a pure reaction video, because a lot of it's going to be, you know, talking and discussing things and answering your questions and going back and forth. But at the same time, we're listening to something. And hopefully we're all kind of on the same page, which I'm excited about. What's up, Wyatt? Wyatt Seabolts. Ooh, it's Hannah's birthday. All right. So what's funny is, what's up, Natasha? I really don't care what people, when they bash these, because I'm doing it a lot for educational purposes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's one of those things where before I do a live stream of a particular album or like a listening party, I go and research it. I learned a ton of stuff I never knew about these albums. So if somebody comes up, it's like, dude, this is terrible. Like, I can't believe you and Corey talked the whole time. Just chill. You know, if you want to listen to the album and get everything you want from it, do it. But if you want to watch some silly guy like me listen to it with you and talk and play guitar, that's why people are here, I think, you know? Okay. So this will be Hannah's birthday live stream. Yes, we will dedicate it to the moderator. Love it. So here's the rules. I'm only going to say it once because last time I realized I said it like 20 times and people kept coming in and going, how come I can't hear the music? So I had this idea mostly because of the copyright issues. You know, if I sit here and play the entire album, we're going to get flagged and they'll probably just make it unavailable, you know? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say, okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. If you hit play at the exact same time as I do, we'll hear the same thing. And the best part is you can control the volume. So you could literally like turn me down, you could turn me up, you could blast the music, you could shut the music off. It's totally up to you. So what's up, Ask Gary? So some people are saying they don't really like Slayer, but I have to tell you something. South of Heaven's an interesting thing for non-Slayer fans because their first 4 albums, I think this is their 4th or 5th album, and they're really crazy and fast, and you know, Tom Morea is like screaming and he goes really high and stuff. But this album, I read that they purposely tried to slow down a little bit, and be a little more musical and try some clean sound and stuff. So you'll see that it's a nice little in between, you know, until they started getting into the later albums. So this one to me is a very interesting album because I was getting into metal, you know, after this album came out, and all my most hardcore metal friends were like, Slayer, South of Heaven. And I sort of avoided Slayer. First of all, I was afraid of them because I thought their covers were scary as hell, which they are. If you're a little kid like I was and you look at some of these Slayer covers, they're just like, they're cool, but they're so freaky, you know? Kind of like Cannibal Corpse. If you sit there and look at a Cannibal Corpse cover, it'll give you nightmares, you know? But that's what they want. So Slayer freaked me out, and I always thought they were actually satanic because back when I was a kid, everybody was afraid of satanic stuff, you know? They call it satanic panic. And it wasn't until I got into Metallica that I kind of let that stuff go. And I'm like, okay, I can get into metal. It's all you know, it's all good. Because I come from a weird religious background a little bit. Like we went to church when I was a kid, and then we stopped going, and then we went back. And I saw The Exorcist when I was 7. So my brain was all screwed up when it came to religion and demons and devils and all that stuff. But so it's really cool to listen to South of Heaven now that I've lived all these years. I could go back and go, what was I missing out on? Because seriously, I've only heard half the album, you know? A lot of people are like, you probably heard every Slayer tune. No. In fact, a lot of this is very educational to me. So it came out in 88, I believe, and Rick Rubin produced it, from what I know. And what's funny is it was released on Def Jam. I think it was called Def Jam originally, which is hilarious to think of Slayer on Def Jam. And then later it got sold to Def American, which is Rick Rubin's label, I believe. So that's really all the facts I have for you guys. Let's get right into the tunes. So let's do this. Everybody have the first track synced up, which is South of Heaven. I love it when bands do that. This is our album, South of Heaven. What's the first track? South of Heaven. It works out. What's even funnier is when a band has a name and then they name one of their songs after their name. This is Iron Maiden by Iron Maiden. Gotta love that. Okay, you guys ready for the first tune? I'm going to be listening to it with you, talking about it, trying to figure out some of the riffs maybe. And by the way, I'm tuned down half a step. That's why I have the old Charvel here, because it's my half step down guitar. You guys ready? Yes, learning Raining Blood is so fun. Getting your wrist up to speed, man, that's tough. Okay, here we go. So South of Heaven, you guys ready? Have your players ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's see if I'm in tune. Yeah, pretty close. Vicky says, so many people are going to come in so fast just by reading the first 3 words. What are the first 3 words? Listening party? What's up, Ash? Wow, people are coming in. It's Memorial Weekend. You guys, like I said, you should be on the lake or something. I just don't do lake stuff. I've always loved this riff. It's just so doomy. You know what I mean? When you hear it, it just gives you goosebumps right away. I used to practice my trills for this. Builds up. I heard they purposely mixed the drums right up in your face, which is good because Dave is a freaking master. Okay, you think it's going to kick in, right? Nope. We're still halftime. We're still ride cymbal. Okay, what's going to happen? Oh, they still keep us waiting. They're still building up. Thank you, Chris. Here's the best part. That fill. Now watch. Yes, I felt it. I did a video about that where they're one tempo, then when they kick in, they're a little faster. It gives you that exciting feeling. I love how one guitar just hits like one single note. Just in the right ear. I always play this riff wrong. Yeah, Lombardo's kick drum is thuddy. It's like thunk, thunk. Feels good. What's up, Eat Feet? I remember seeing Slayer live when I was a kid, and all of a sudden they kick in, the pit starts, it's outdoors, the dust starts flying up in the sky, and people were going to the medical tent left and right with bloody noses. It was crazy. I've never played that riff before. It's like... I don't know. First solo of the album. Yeah, Baby Bazal. I listen to Tool all the time. I was just playing some on drums today, actually. I used to kind of make fun of Slayer solos when I was starting out. I was like, this is all you have to do. I was a dink. Man, that's like the fourth time it kicked in. Still gave me shivers. Yeah, I heard a lot about Dave Lombardo getting treated poorly in the band, and I've been watching videos of him live. They have like the drummer cam, and he's always so dead on, man. It's so perfect, and his right hand is so fast on that ride cymbal. Yep, Sep, I've seen the Anvil documentary. Isn't it called like Anvil by Anvil or something like that? The story of Anvil. It was very sad, but inspiring. What's up, Blood Sky? Should I do my Slayer solo impression again? It's pretty badass. Speaking of solos, did you guys check out the Paranoid video I just put out? Where I did like the styles of 4 different Aussie players. Pretty excited about that one. I'm coming out with a part 2 tomorrow, so people are asking about other players like Brad Gillis and stuff. He might be included. That's cool. The 2 guitars are harmonizing with feedback. Here we go. I'll join in. We'll do 3-part. Oh, I ended right with them. That was so sweet. So I've been having a lot of good luck lately. Like, thank you, Connor. I love this guitar. It's actually sold to me by one of my former students. She's like, I'm going to upgrade to a different guitar. Do you want my Charvel? I'm like, hell yes. Thank you. Jason Peterson, yes, this is live. Like right now. And you share the same name. You spell your name different, but as the biggest school bully that I had when I was in school. Good old Jason Peterson used to terrify everybody. Everyone I know has been terrified by this guy at least once. And we almost got in a fight. It was really interesting. I brought my karate trophies to school for like show and tell. And then he came up to me afterwards, and I was kind of mouthing off a little bit too, because I was trying to like stand up for myself. And he's like, oh, I bet you don't even know karate. And a part of me just wanted to like roundhouse kick him in the face, and I was this close to doing it. I was young and dumb, and I was just like, I could have my Karate Kid moment, you know? And I held back, and then he like left. And it's probably the best decision I ever made, because if I would have hit him, he's a tough kid. He probably would have killed me, you know? So, what's up, Atimo? Okay, so that was South of Heaven. Of course, it's classic. There's nothing I dislike about it at all. Now, reading about this album, it was interesting because Kerry King doesn't like this album very much. And there's a particular song, in fact, that he like makes fun of the riff in it. It said that he thought it was really happy and stupid. And I'm like, can't wait to hear that one. It's going to be interesting. So we'll talk about it when we get to it, okay? So let's do this. Yeah, that Gus G solo was fun to play because he's shoot, I just learned somebody else's version of it today, so I'm all screwed up. But it's like... forgot what he did now. It's very true to Iommi's playing. you know. But then at the end, he goes crazy. He does this really cool lick that I'm going to implement into my playing. Surprisingly, it's really hard to do on the Charvel, and it's a lot easier to do on a freaking Jag. Isn't that weird? It's like, oh, I can't reach up there. But it's funny, I had to use my Jaguar because no other guitar I have could do the old behind the nut bend. So I either had to use a whammy bar or I had to use a Jaguar. So I just went with the Jaguar. So, okay. Who's better, Jeff Hanneman or Kerry King? Ooh, that's tough, man. I feel bad because I almost forgot Jeff passed away, you know, because in my brain goes into like denial mode where I'm just like, oh, it's so, you know, it'd be so sad if this guy died. Oh, wait, he's dead. Shit. And then I get really sad about it. So I try to pretend they're immortal in my head, you know, but I don't want to decide between those two guys because I don't know enough about them. But let's just say Kerry King scares me a little bit. Like, I feel like if I was in the same room as him, he would pile drive me for some reason. That's just how I feel. Plastic Black is sick, but watching. You know what's freaky about being sick these days is you're always like, is it the COVID or just a cold? COVID, cold, both, neither. Who frickin' knows these days? All right, everybody sing Jeff. I feel bad for Gus G, man. I was reading about him and he's like, hey, super chat. Thank you. Fret level midnight. Appreciate it. Because I guess he got the dream job. You know, if I got called tomorrow and Ozzy's like, hey, you want to play a couple shows? I'd freak out. But then it turns out he was just waiting around a lot because Ozzy was going off with Black Sabbath, playing a lot of shows. And Gus was just left hanging, you know. So he's like, I had no creative input. I just sat around and had to wait. And all of a sudden, if something was going on, I had to be ready. So he was always kind of in this in-between world, you know. So, all right. Alarm goes ding. I do that sometimes. I'll say like, yeah, Kurt Cobain does this. And people are like, dude, he's dead. Get over it. Use him in the past tense. I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want to believe he's gone. I don't want to believe any of my heroes are gone, you know. Are you going to make another riffs that give me the biggest rush? Yes. I have a licks video first. Then we'll go back. No, I'm done with riffs. What am I talking about? But I'm going to do a lot of licks videos coming out. I'm excited about that. Okay. The next tune is called Silent Scream. I'm going to try not to make the mistake I made last time, which is I forgot to change the track. Hey, can everyone do me a favor and do a thumbs up? Give me a likes. Because 5 people are like, pfft. But like I said, I don't care. This isn't for those people, you know? If people are here and they're like, dude, you suck. I can't believe you're talking about these albums. You're not even talking about them. Get out of here. I don't want to, this isn't for you, you know? It's like I wouldn't jump on a podcast or a live stream about cars because I don't really care about cars. You know what I mean? So I get it. Okay. Oh, check this out. Doing some Brad Gillis today. Sorry. Get a little crazy. All right. So let's get Silent Scream up. You guys ready to do it up? Disclaimer. I've never heard this song. And I call myself a metalhead. My God. Here we go, guys. 3, 2, 1, play. See, I'm glad I got my wrist ready. Almost every Slayer riff has a descending feel, like you're falling into hell. Oh, that's killer. Frickin' Lombardo's going insane. It is not easy to do that kind of double kick. He's still going. Connor, Mike, do you know Lovin' You is a Dirty Job by Rat? Yes, I do. I remember when that song came out. Isn't that weird? Okay, I was like, when's Lombardo going to give his feet a rest? It's kind of like Gojira. It's like, never. You know, that's another staple of Lombardo. It's like the choke hits. Even though everyone does that, he just makes it his own, you know? It's very reminiscent of South of Heaven. Just every time I try to do Dave Lombardo fills, I end up just clicking my sticks together and hitting rims. I have a feeling Jeff and Kerry King are like, I will always be in this ear, and you can always be in this ear. We shall never cross paths. That way you know who's who. It's funny. I think one of these days, people are going to know, they're going to understand why I have to do this weird sync the music up with them. Because one day I'm not going to do that, and you're never going to see it. Especially if I do an Ozzy album. Like, I'm surprised my Paranoid video got through. This is cool. You could hear Tom doubling his voice. Death is fucking you insane? I love that lyric, if that's what he said. Oh, that's cool. Can't cross the streams, right? Well, it's almost daily I get comments where people are like, dude, why don't you just... That was a short tune. It's already done. Crap. I was loving it. By the way, Silent Scream is probably my new favorite Slayer song right now. Those drums were amazing. Okay, so I have to tell you guys something. It's every day I check my comments. I go to the bookstore and I have the same routine. You know, I wake up and I get something to eat, go to the bookstore, have a coffee, and I read all my comments and I either approve them or throw them away or whatever. And almost daily I get somebody that's like, why don't you put the song on there? Why don't you play the whole thing? It's like some people are really cool about it. And I just explain, man, if you ever have a YouTube channel, just try to put up a cover and see what happens. You know, it's really weird what happens. Sometimes I work days and days on a video and I put it out and next thing I know, it has a big red X on it. I'm like, oh shit, that was a lot of work. And it's like, okay, so you were flagged by this company, and if you don't remove this part of your video, we can't put it back up. So it's gone, basically. And so I'm just like, oh, it's too much work, too much energy and life energy to just get a video blocked. So I have to take all the precautions I can, you know, so this is just a way to make that happen. So I could do all 50 of these episodes now, as long as you guys are willing to have the music ready on your end and just simply hit play when I do. It's kind of fun, actually. I know Joe Rogan does that for his podcast when they're watching UFC fights. And they'll say, okay, the fight's starting in 3, 2, 1, go. And then you're able to watch the actual fight and hear them talk about whatever crazy shit they're talking about. So this I have to examine. I don't know what the last notes are. But I feel like I could fake a Slayer riff if I really had to. So one time I did a video where I was trying to copy other people's styles, and I'm like, okay, what if Rat wrote like a riff today? Could I make one up that sounds like Rat, you know? Rat's kind of easy because you could just do a lot of that kind of stuff, you know? Slayer, as long as you have some kind of descending chromaticism, I think it works. It's crazy. Metal Guy, hey Mike, I subscribed to Art of Guitar, but I'm not able to sign up with my phone. I don't know why. So the question is, I always ask people, are you using Chrome? Because for some reason, Chrome works 99% of the time, but if it doesn't, you have to just enable cookies and boom, everything seems to work for people. So just send me an email to artofguitarinfo@gmail.com and I'll fix it with you, okay? I'm starting to check my inbox every day now. I was getting kind of lazy for a while, so. Fret Level Midnight, Taekwondo, kickboxing, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So Jiu-Jitsu kicked my ass the most, ironically, because Taekwondo kicks, never mind. Bad joke. So that's my fake Slayer riff. Here's my fake Slayer solo again. Nah, that didn't work out as well as I wanted. Thank you, Alexander. This is just a Charavel going right into a plugin. So, what's it like playing gigs in your teenage metal band? It was mind-blowing. It was terrifying. It was cathartic. I think the best feeling ever was when we were actually really good finally after years of playing. And like we got to play for our high school. We did like a talent show. And it was not the junior high one that I talk about all the time where we played Red the Lightning. It's funny, I can't play that anymore without feeling that feeling back then. But we felt like pros, you know, we already went on tour, went to Chicago and played. We came back, we played First Avenue, we played Mirage, we played all these big places. And then we played our high school. And we just felt like this would have freaked us out if we didn't do all that other playing, you know? So we were a couple of years in, we felt like seasoned pros, and we played our asses off at high school. And I think we lost to a piano girl or something. That might have been another thing, but I thought that was funny. So your solo needs more notes to sound like it's true. It's funny, as long as I trem pick, I can get away with a lot of shit. You know what I mean? It's like, ready? I sound so sponsored right now, but I'm serious. There's always an AOG video for whatever guitar situation I'm in. That's my goal. Someday you're going to be like, I've got erectile dysfunction. What does Mike say about that? Type it in YouTube and there's me doling out the blue pills for my homies. Okay, you guys ready? The plugin is an Engl, E-N-G-L. I'll show you. Let's see. Oops, that's the front of it. How do I flip this damn thing? There we go. That's what it looks like. Can you kind of see it? It's sort of in the background. I loved it so much, I bought the company. No, I bought the real version of it. So I've got the real one sitting out there, and I've been using that for a lot of my videos lately. Like the Paranoid one with the solos, I just decided to go with the real amp. So I had that thing cranking in the other room, fed through 2 microphones, 1 ribbon, and 1 of 57 into my system. And boom, got some sounds happening. Okay, you guys ready for track 3? Let me switch this up. If I forget to switch up the name, will you guys remind me, please? So I'm assuming it's Live Undead, but it might be live. It's one of those weird words we just don't know. That'd be funny if I'm like, do you guys know which one it is? Live or live? And everyone's just like, L-I-V-E, L-I-V-E. Sort of like when you don't know how to spell a word and you have to look it up in the dictionary back in the day. How do you spell anti-disestablishmentarianism? By the way, I can spell that. Ready? A-N-T-I-D-I-S-E-S-T-A-B-L-I-S-H-M-E-N-T-A-R-I-A-N-I-S-M. It's stuck in my head. The Engl, I swear to God, sounds... They're not. I'm not sponsored by them. I wish I was. Actually, I don't, because I don't want to be beholden to them. But sounds head and shoulders better than almost any plug-in amp I've ever used. It's crazy. Fret Level Midnight did Gracie. I like that. Taekwondo and all that good stuff. I love it. It is pronounced live or live. Thank you, Dan the Man. You guys ready for Live or Live Undead? Right now, if Tom Morea's watching, he's like screaming at me with that voice. You idiot! You half-Asian Nimrod. Okay, thank you, Verruchter, letting me know about the track change. So we're on track 3, you guys. Metal guy, I do not smoke weed tonight. I should have, but I did not. Okay, fingers at the ready. You guys ready to start fingering? That's how I'm going to put it from now on. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. I'm just going to say 3, 2, 1, start fingering. There's the descending sound again. I like that. Drums are drier than a circus elephant's asshole. I don't know what that meant. That's a badass riff. I think Metallica copied that. Through the Never, Metallica stole this. How are they doing that? I don't think it's a pull-off. I'm just going to play along with Carrie. Okay, that riff has got me freaking pumped. It makes no sense. Something like that? Oh, maybe it's that. Okay, I'm going to wait till it comes back so I can figure it out. It's funny, I've never owned an amp that allows me to sound like their guitars. Like, all they have to do is this, and they have a certain sound, like a mid-range to them, that I can't reproduce. Oh, there's the high scream. I don't think Tom does that very much anymore. I love that. Yeah, Metal Guy. I used to obsess over Dream Theater, so I know a handful of their solos. That's how I learned one of my favorite sweeps. It was like... I forgot it by now. Ready? I gotta do my fake solo with them. Yes. Holy crap. That's another thing they do really well. When I do my Slayer guitar techniques, I'm going to have to include that one. I think I'll call it the Frantic Dissonant Trem. Fuzzy says, KK equalizer pedal to get that sound. Sweet. I think it'd be really fun to take one of Kerry King's solos and like listen to it at 50% and really break it down. Oh my God, that was sweet. Okay, I'm going to obsess over this for a while because whenever my brain hears something and it can't figure it out or compare it to something, I lose my shit. So let's see. Was it that? Something like that. I'll look it up later. Damn it, that was cool. But it sounded a lot like Metallica. That whole thing. But I'm wondering if it was actually not all downstroked when Slayer did it because it was so fast. And they're kind of known for doing a certain kind of picking that Judas Priest does as well, which you start with a downstroke, then you sort of do like economy, come back to downstroke. Something like that. Anyhow, my hands on my wrists are dead today. It took me 6 hours last night to record those Ozzy solos. And when I got done, the first night I tried it was 2 nights ago. And I was yelling, I was punching walls. It was ugly, man. Because I couldn't do what I was doing at home here. And it pissed me off because I'm like, I still have that red button anxiety, you know? Like, okay, here we go. record, cameras are going, the lights are on you. Suddenly you're like overthinking stuff. And I couldn't even do the simplest stuff, you know, even though those solos were tough. But for example, there's a climb in Randy Rhoads' solo where you have to go like this. It's just like a chromatic climb. And my fingers kept missing. Every time I went to bend the G, it was weird. So anyway, got through it. Tomorrow I'm looking forward to doing 4 more solos. So we'll see what happens. I can't wait to do that one. It's going to be great. You guys got something going with Fret Level Midnight? Seems like you guys got some craziness happening. We're all friends here, guys. Don't let it be like the Slayer mosh pit that I've witnessed with my bare eyes. Is that even a saying? With my bare 2 eyes? People crashing into each other, elbowing each other, coming out with bloody faces. I just hated it. I'm like, come on, guys, we gotta be cool. We gotta be like a Anthrax pit where everybody's like helping each other up. Everybody's cool. If somebody's on the ground, nobody's stomping on them. I hate that stuff, you know. So, all right, let's switch tracks. You guys can work out your arguments on your own. I've had too much today. Too much. I know this music is making you all aggressive and stuff, but come on. You guys might need some major 7s to cool you a little bit. Cool you off. The soothing sounds of the Charvel. Everybody cool now? All right. The next song is called Behind the Crooked Cross. Now, what does that actually mean? Crooked could mean many things. I love it. So, crooked as in it's actually crooked, or it's crooked like it's evil, it's sinister, it's wrong. I'm guessing they mean both. All right. See, I just had to play some lovely jazz chords and everybody's happy again. You guys remember the secret? Every time you end a song on a certain chord, change it to a 13 chord. People think you know guitar. Wait. That guy's great. I thought he just knew metal. All right, you guys ready for Behind the Crooked Cross? It's funny, we have 99 likes and 6 dislikes. If you flip around, it's 666, baby. You know what that's all about. How long have I been playing? Since I was 12 years old, so 67 years. All right, you guys have your fingers ready? Ready to do some fingering? We have Behind the Crooked Cross, track 4, Slayer. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Is that downstroked? Let me try it. Ow. God, if that's downstroked, I am impressed. Oh, yeah. Damn it. Thank you. We're at 103 likes. A swastika looks like a crooked cross. Maybe that's what they're talking about. I just learned the other day that the swastika the other way is actually an old Tibetan symbol or something like that. I mean, I kind of knew that, but I didn't realize it was reversed for the damn Nazis, you know? Talk about ruining a frickin' symbol for everybody, huh? Oh, that's killer. Oh, kick drums. It feels like Dave Lombardo is kicking my eardrums with his little feet. Hey, Sep, thank you. Sep says, enjoying this live a lot. Feels like I have a listening buddy. That's what I'm here for. So anybody who didn't go off to the lake for Memorial Weekend, I'm here for you. And if you're currently at the lake watching, what the hell are you doing? Get out there and start fishing or whatever you guys do. That wasn't... Okay, I was like, that can't be the end. Space Pussy Crusher. Great name. I love any band with the word pussy in it. Not to be like misogynistic or whatever you would call it, but Pussy Riot, love that name. Okay, this song has like every Slayer motif in it. It's got the double kicks, it's got the choking cymbal, it's got the crazy solos. It has the offbeat, as we call it, double time. Whoa, he just did this. It also has, thank you, Hindu symbol. It also has the patented dead stop, where you think, is this the end of the song? Boom, they kick you in the dick. Stinky Tits is here. It's no dink boobs, but it's pretty damn funny. Oh, Dave Lombardo just did this killer. It's actually one of my favorite things to do. Okay, so the song stopped again, and I'm like, it's just a false stop. Oh crap, next tune. See, Slayer keeps you guessing. I saw Rick just put out a video called "Why Today's Music Is So Damn Boring," and the first thing I thought of, I haven't watched his video yet, but I will, is I think I know what he's going to talk about, because when everything's quantized and synthesized and all that stuff, and there's a formula, your ear sort of goes to sleep. You're like, here comes the next chord, here comes the chorus, here comes whatever. That's why I love going back and listening to like Slayer, because it's like, I didn't know what the hell they were going to do. Dead stop. Go. You know what I mean? They totally kept us guessing. And then at the end, they did it again. And I thought, oh, here we go. Boom. Next song. So I love the element of surprise. And someone my age who has heard tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of songs, to be able to like surprise me makes me so grateful that I still have that ability. You know what I mean? I'm not completely jaded yet. I'm getting there, though. I'm working on it. It's not like SpongeBob. All right. All the rap sounds the same today. I try not to say that stuff because I don't want to be the old man who's like, oh, you kids and your music. Because like I remember older people used to think every Metallica song sounded the same and all that stuff. But I know what you're saying. It almost seems like everybody's hitting play on the same frickin' synthesizer or Ableton Live track. And it's like, I call it the bicycle chain sound. You know what I mean? That hi-hat. And I was doing that 20 years ago because I used to produce rap stuff for people, but I liked techno back then, before EDM techno. And they were doing this thing with the hi-hat, 808s. So I started just throwing that in, and everybody loved it, but I didn't realize that it was going to grow and grow and grow, and eventually everybody's using it. And I'm not saying I originated it, but I used to use it a lot, so I get it, you know. Butch is here. What's up? Yeah, I'm totally unwound today versus 2 times ago when I was a dink. I was just having a weird day, man, and I've been very aggressive for some reason. And I think a lot of that was reading comments, and I just give up on all that stuff, you know. If I see somebody trashing me, if they don't have anything productive in their comment, I just throw it away now and laugh. It's a good feeling. You can't take that stuff home with you, man. It's like that episode of The Office where Andy was reading the comments and he was getting all worked up. I felt like him for a while, you know? So what do we learn so far today? That Metallica copied Slayer for Through the Never. I'm just kidding. It just had that same vibe. I still don't know what he did, but... Damn it, my frickin' wrists are feeling it today. Go to one Mike Shaner. Damn kids, get off my groove. I talked to a very accomplished drummer about all this stuff, and he made a really good point. He's like, I miss the days when a drummer would come in and play even to a click track, because he's like, a human playing over a click track still has like, oh, I wish it was steroids. I mean, I have 7-year-old girl arms. There's no way I have freaking steroids. Maybe I should start doing steroids. Anyways, my friend Peter, he was like, even if you're playing to a click track and you're a human drummer, you still have a certain swing to your playing that I don't feel anymore. I'm like, yeah, I know. Join the club, Peter. Come on in, bring it in. We'll get through this. That's a guy who knows about every freaking band ever. Like, I'll play a gig with them, and they'll start talking about music from the 30s. He's like, oh yeah, I remember the drummer was Joe Cassidy. I don't freaking know. I'm just making up names. And he has 3 daughters, that kind of guy. The next tune, you guys, I have heard, and it's one of my favorite songs. Mandatory Suicide. Let's see. Butch. Dude, I'm so glad I took your guitar course. No clickbait. I swear, it's the shit, bro. Thank you. I'm getting more and more of the same comments lately, and it's making me so excited, and I just can't hide it. And that is that a lot of people are trying a lot of other courses, and that's great. But when they do my course, they feel like they're learning systematically. And they're like, play along tracks, challenge solos, all that stuff. I do it thinking, what do I wish I would have had when I was starting out? So I think that's why it's clicking with people, because I'm just trying to make up for all my misses as a young kid, I was too busy learning, hold on, I'll show you. I was too busy learning how to read bad tab. Now, that being said, I have found a couple more tab books that are worse. So I'll be coming out with those videos shortly, okay? You guys ready to hear one of the best Slayer songs? We've got Little Mandatory Suicide. Got your fingers ready? Notice I'm not flicking you off. I'm flicking the speaker off. Here we go. You're going to see why it's my favorite in a second. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Finger. Oh, I missed it. Okay, stop. Rewind. I still say rewind. Be sure to rewind the tape. I missed the play button. I'm not good at fingering, okay? I can't finger an iPhone to save my life. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Hell yes, this intro. I wish I would have known about this song back when I saw him live. I would have kicked my own tits. There's that halftime. Yes, Dumb and Drummer. It's on my website. Oh. It's kicking me in the tit. Here we go. Yes, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Goes into 3, 4. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Man, if I was driving right now, I would be ticketed. Sir Jacob, you must play the song on your end. I'm not about to pay Slayer $900 to do one live stream. Actually, I probably would. Thank you, Hannah. Oh, here it is again. It's sort of like From the Bell Tolls, but in 3/4. I found this while watching an NZ band, Shihad Cove. Sorry, I missed it. It went up before I could read it. You guys should know how much I love you. I so badly wanted to rewind that riff and play it again. But I didn't, because I know you guys are listening along with me, and it would wreck the sync. That would have been cool. Also, Dave Lombardo's hi-hat has a particular sound too. It's almost higher pitched than other hi-hats that I've heard. But I don't know how to play the riff. I'm just making it. 2, 3, 1. What's gonna happen? Drum fill. Double bass. It's funny because we used to call it double bass. Now it's double kick. Sometimes I wonder if bands put a dead stop in their song just so that they can have a chance to punch in. Like, oh, we made it to that part. Okay, Rick Rubin, hit record, and then finish the rest of it. It's true. Some bands need that, you know. That's why if you listen to some old Beatles songs, you could hear a punch in. It's really weird because they didn't really have the technology to flawlessly punch in back then, you know. It's a 15-inch Rude that's brewed in a particular way. You talking about his hi-hats? I call it double bass too, Shredder. I don't know when that changed, you know? Dude, you got a double kick? Makes you think you literally kick the drums like I used to think when I was a kid. I was like, how does Lars Ulrich kick the drums that fast? Oh my God, man. My pulse probably went up 20 beats a minute. I got to learn how to play that. That was so sweet. Okay, I didn't think Lars Ulrich kicked the kick drums. That was a lie. It was before all that. So I'd listen to Kiss Alive and I'd hear Peter Criss doing his drum solo, and it was a lot of cowbell, cowbell, cowbell. And I saw the kick drum. I saw his leg moving, and I thought he must be kicking the drum. Makes sense, you know, when you're a dumb kid. Hey, thank you. Glurb Schnurb says, your Lars Ulrich tricked us videos are legendary. Unfortunately, not a lot of people are digging the Dyer's Eve one, and I guess I'm alone in thinking that was confusing, but that's how you learn. You know, I guess Blackened fooled us all, because me included thought it was this. 2, 3, 4. If I'm going to play it slow. But it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2. So confusing, man. It's like I lived my entire life in the Upside Down. And I pictured Lars like laughing, like the Wicked Witch of the West, just like, or was it the East? I'm not sure. His face kind of shows up over my shoulder laughing while I'm crying because I can't figure anything out. A lot of people are like, dude, he's not that good. There's no way he calculated all that stuff. I'm like, dude, have you listened to Injustice for All? There's times they play riffs 7 times and then 12 times, and then this one time they do a little different. I'm like, they definitely calculated that album, okay? It's not feel like people think. You don't feel that kind of music like how people are saying, you know? Being in a band all my life, you don't just accidentally create Blackened because everyone's vibing. It just doesn't happen that way, you know? There probably is a lot of that in the beginning where they're just kind of messing around, but then you have to get everything down. I picture him like Charlie from It's Always Sunny, like in front of the board, you know, the conspiracy board. He's like, let's do this here and then this here. And James is like, yes, I like it. And then Kirk is outside banging on the door. Guys, let me in. Jason's not even there. You know, that was probably how it went down. Cool. Yes, mandatory like. I like that, Miguel. Thank you. Guys, I'm really sad to say we're already on track 6. We're past the midway point. I'm having so much fun. And I don't want it to end, but it's going to. Ghosts of War. Now, am I wrong in thinking Def Leppard has a song called that as well? off of Hysteria, or what am I thinking of? Gods of War, I think, is the Def Leppard. And that's hilarious to me because I grew up listening to Hysteria. It was on every other freaking second on the radio when I was a kid. Now I love it. I love Hysteria with all my heart. But back then, you know, the big hits were played. And if you listen to the album, all of a sudden it's like Pour Some Sugar on Me, Women, even the song Hysteria, but that's later in the album. But it's like all of a sudden Gods of War comes out and you're like, what is this? I was just listening to like pop metal or whatever you want to call it. And all of a sudden I hear Machine Guns. It's like all of a sudden one came on. It's very strange, but I love it. That's okay, heavy metal. I don't mind a little arguments here and there as long as you guys keep it cool. I don't want anybody to feel so butthurt that they have to leave. That would suck. Hey, thank you, Way Metal. Keeping us afloat here. I can't find my inhaler, so if I die on screen, it's been a good run, you guys. How did Mike die? Oh, he couldn't find his breathing juice. No, when I was a kid, I was not diagnosed with asthma at first, so I just suffered. You know, I thought it was normal. And I'd wake up and I couldn't breathe, and I found a trick that worked. Because out of desperation, I would hold my breath and then try to breathe without breathing. And that would put my body in like a state of panic, which released adrenaline, which calmed my lungs. Isn't that strange? I had to fool myself into not dying. It's very weird. And then one time my dad brought me to the doctor because I was like on death's door, and they gave me a shot of adrenaline. And I remember telling my dad, Dad, I just want to get up and run around right now. He's like, works pretty well, doesn't it? So I get it. Doesn't everyone carry pocket cheese? God, I hope not. I don't want to live in a world where people carry pocket cheese around, you know? Leave it at home. Leave it at home. Metal guy, I will not discuss such things in public. I'll tell you later. Okay, you guys ready for Ghosts of War? Can I make a couple guesses? Because I've never heard this song before. I'm guessing there's going to be some palm muting. There's going to be some sort of dissension. No, they're not going to do that. That's what Megadeth would do. And in the solo, there's going to be some kind of whammy bar. And possibly a few artificial harmonics. Let's see how many I get right, okay? Here we go. My arms are freaking sore. I got sick of my little girl arms. I started doing curls. I woke up today. I can't extend my little weak arm. This is all the further it'll go. All right, here we go. Mongoloid, part of the asthma team. Someday I'm going to kick it. I think it's become psychosomatic now. You know, like if I reach for my inhaler and I can't find it, suddenly I'm like, All right, here we go. Ghosts of War, you guys ready to finger? 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh, sounds like a Slipknot intro. How come it sounds like Distant? Is it going to kick in? I knew it. That was awesome. I thought, oh no, I'm going more deaf. Because if you guys can't hear it, it starts out really quiet, then it kicks in. Sounds like War Ensemble. Sorry. Yeah, Fuzzy, I think I've got that too. Sleep apnea. Oh, they say war in this too. Okay, I'm hearing a lot of similarities. Glurb thank you. That's a compliment. I freaking love First Blood. The solo's killer. Uh-oh, tapping. Pick tapping, I think. As far as I'm concerned, he could just go. And I would love it. You guys ever notice how, like, laid back Tom's bass playing is? What's up, Suicide to Recovery? The last track we played had your name in it. Oh, this sounds happy, actually. If I was dancing with John Travolta, I would be jamming to this tune. This part's very not Slayer-ish. If you played this for me and said it was Slayer, I'd punch you in the dick. Oh, it failed the beat. Nice. I love this. Oh, did stop. That's frickin' failed to be. We totally stole from Slayer. Yes. See if I can keep up with them. How long do I have to go? Dude, we owe Tom Araya some royalties. I'm sorry, man. Somebody made a good point. They're like, there are only so many notes out there. There are only so many rhythms that you could play. And this is bound to come up a lot. We did it like this. I forgot the song. But no matter what, I'll always be grateful to early metal for tightening up my wrist and making it stronger. That sounded bad. But you know what I'm saying. It really helped me in life. Got me through a lot of lonely times. No. But it helped with lead playing because having a strong wrist and playing leads, I'm serious, it helps with a lot of things. Even if it's trem picking. Yes. Okay. I must go play some Steve Vai or Satriani. I don't know what to play, but I always go to this for my default. I can't do the frickin'... There we go. One time I learned that song in its entirety, Satch Boogie, and I was so proud of myself, and I was going to play a concert and have a whole band learn it and everything like that, and I never ended up playing it live, so I'm very sad. I was really looking forward to the tapping part. I forgot how it went, but it's like... It's this weird tapping thing, but... Yes, Dumb and Drummer, strong wrists from drumming for sure. And sometimes I wish I would have been more mechanically inclined when I was a kid because, man, I've done jiu-jitsu against mechanics, and they always have the strongest frickin' arms. It's like they're trying to get you in an arm bar. Just give them your arm because it's not gonna go well for you. So, mystical potato head groove thing. Guess what's in my next licks video? Wink, wink, wink. Okay. The hard part, though, is where you have to reach over, and then you have to do the tapping. That's the hard part. So, I enjoyed Ghosts of War, mostly because, that riff. Loved it. Alright, how you guys holding up? It's 12:35 a.m. here in Minnesota. We had freezing temperatures last night. Get that. How far into the season are we? And we had frickin' snow. Telling ya. Will Rods is asking about my shades. I've got them right here. I've got 7 pairs of shades floating around here. I'm just afraid I'm going to poke my eyes out, though. There we go. The one thing that I thought was peculiar about Ghosts of War is how close it did sound like War Ensemble for a second. And then I put 2 and 2 together. I was like, they both say war. What's happening here? What's going on, guys? But I ended up loving it. So, yes. I will not play the Castlevania theme because I do not know it. But we will see. Okay. Man. Some people. I actually banned somebody just now. I never have done that before. That was my first ban of my life. Sometimes people will come on here and they'll say something and I'll be like, why are you saying it on this stream? We're not even talking about that stuff. Now, if we were talking about it, I'd totally be willing to be like, hey, let's discuss it. But not when I'm talking about frickin' Slayer. So do this. Let's see. The next track. Read between the lies, people. This brings up a few thoughts. I think of School of Rock. When Jack Black gets kicked out of the band, he goes, read between the lines. Read between the lines. Which makes me think of the drummer, Freddie, I believe, who just died the other day. I was so shocked. I thought it was like a fake news type thing. And I guess he was riding his bike and got hit and died. He was only like 32 years old. And he was one of my favorite characters on School of Rock. So super bummed. I'll always remember that live scene where they're playing and the lights are going and he's wearing that like those shades on his head, kind of like Power Man 5000. And he's doing this cool drum fill and the camera like pans up from behind him and you can see the whole crowd. I'm just like, oh, it's so awesome, you know? And to think that he's dead now, it's so weird. It's weird when kids you see in movies grow up and then you see them as adults. Isn't that kind of strange when that happens? Like when I was a kid, man, Macaulay Culkin was the little kid from Home Alone. And then a couple years go by, the next thing you know, you look at him, you're like, oh my God, what's going on here? Life is strange. Okay. What am I trying to play? I think I'm playing at the wrong spot. Sorry. Wrong album. What's up, Zombie 5? Lorenzo says car accident. Yeah, you could put it. That's one way to put it. Such a bummer, man. Freddie, wish I could play like you. I'm barely starting, but get discouraging since I can't switch chords quick or do anything. I went home crying one time because I couldn't play a simple chord progression and I wanted to kick my dick off. Here's why. I didn't understand anchors. I teach this on the website. Yes, Alexander, good. Seasons of the Abyss. Seasons of the Abyss. Like, if I had to go from D, for example, to F major 7, let's say I'm playing Old Man by Neil Young or something. I don't know why that song came to mind. Check it out. If I'm going from D to F major 7, and I just try to go, and jump to everything, I'm going to fail 3 out of 4 times. And I'd rage quit. No, I wouldn't. I'd keep going. Here's the secret. My secret, at least, what worked for me was I would just do one of the notes. So let's say I had to go from this to F major 7. Well, instead of freaking out, I would go, oh, see where my index finger is right now? My middle finger has to go there when I go to the F major 7 chord. So I would do this thing where I'd go from D and I'd go middle finger, D, middle finger, and I would keep practicing that anchor point. Eventually, my other fingers would melt around that middle finger and I would have the next chord. Now, the cool thing is over time, you don't even know you're doing anchors anymore. You're just used to that feeling. But start with one key part of the chord and then melt the other fingers around it slowly. So, yeah, don't kick your dick off like I almost did. Thank you, Grundy. All right, you guys ready? My frickin' phone went to sleep because I talked too much. This one guy commented, he's like, dude, all you do is frickin' talk. Why don't you get a talk show? I'm like, why would I do that? I have this. Why would I rent out studio space and get a frickin' studio audience who I hate? Okay, ready for Read Between the Lies? 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, I frickin' missed the play button again. Sons of bitches. 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, those toms rule. Okay, there's a couple ways this beat could go. That's totally Slayer. See, they're not afraid to kick into the beat. Some bands, they're afraid that if they kick into the beat, they're selling out or something. It's weird. Bert and I have played Britney Spears, thank you. We played Toxic once, and that's actually a cool-ass song. Okay, that sounds like every Slayer riff combined into one. Something like that. What's up, Jagged Dagger? Burke, you got to play the track on your end. That's why I go 3, 2, 1, play, so we're in sync. I love that chord. Here's the solo. Like how I point at one ear. It's right here, people. Look. Oh, nice whammy bar work. Kerry King reminds me of Tank Abbott, the UFC fighter from a long time ago. It's funny because I'm like, if I had to fight somebody in Slayer, who would it be? And a lot of people would probably be afraid of Kerry King, but I think Dave Lombardo would kick my little lily white ass. That dude's wiry, man. Could you imagine him punching you as fast as he can drum? You'd be like, all right, Lombardo, let's get this over with. Put up your... Holy... I don't know what they're doing. I can't fake my way through Slayer, sorry. Yeah, Tank was a beast, but he gassed out really fast. Did you notice that when he was going against better people? Remember, people, fatigue makes cowards out of all men. I think that's the saying. Dude, Rick Rubin's turning up the reverb slowly. I don't know why I'm doing it like this. Oh, that was badass, man. I could hear like a rumbling coming, and I'm like, what is Rick doing back there? Rick's back at the soundboard. Oh, I'm going to redo what I was doing with my hands. Why am I doing this? There are no reverb units that you do this on. I've never seen one, unless it's like way back in the old days where they had big knobs, you know? You know, it's really sad nowadays to turn up reverb. It would just be like mouse click. Brrr. That's so lame. Tom would be very scary, but I think he'd be a lot like Corey Taylor. Like he would scream at you and he would really intimidate you. Or Phil Anselmo. I bet you Phil would just scare the living crud shit out of you. Remember the old, well, the trick, you guys, is to pretend you're about to say the soft version of the swear word, but then say the swear word. It's like, holy shit. Okay, anyway, that's just something I do. But I think it's always the guy you don't expect that could really kick your butt. You know what I mean? Like if you watch early UFC, you would never think Royce Gracie could strangle you. You'd be like, who's this little 150-pound weakling? Next thing you know, you're crapping out your intestines. It's just the way it goes. I think Phil would display a vulgar display of power, but I think Rex would probably jam his fist in your booty and then twist. He'd do the old check the oil twice routine. Does anyone remember Grip Incorporated, Dave Lombardo's band? No. I do, but I've never heard them before, so thank you. I will check them out. Grip Inc. That's a cool name. All right. Now, Read Between the Lies was cool, but it's one of those middle tracks that I always talk about that kind of went in one ear and out the other, but possibly later I'll listen to it and it'll become my favorite song. I swear to God, that has happened before. Happens a lot with Kiss albums. Where I'm like, oh man, I'm going to love like the two big hits on the album. I'm going to love those the most. And then later you're like, oh, I really like Easy As It Seems. Never liked it in the beginning. Disco Kiss, I always thought it was going to be lame, but boom, I'm singing it. So it can happen. All right, you guys ready for Cleanse the Soul? Now, this is the song that Kerry King said, at least according to Wikipedia, he hates it, or he thinks it's really silly or something like that. So I'm really curious to see what it sounds like. He said it's like the first riff is lame, but is there any band or bands that you feel you couldn't spot for the guitarist? I don't know what that means. Do you mean like fill in? Because if Ozzy called me tomorrow, I could probably pull it off if I had like a month to prepare, you know? Unlike Brad Gillis, who I guess got the phone call on Sunday, and Ozzy's like, hey, mate, you want to come down tomorrow? And Brad's like, I don't have any time to practice all these songs, you know? And Ozzy's like, just play whatever you know. So I guess from the story he told, he was in a hotel room with Ozzy, which is a little suspicious. No, I'm just kidding. And he played Flying High again. He did the tapping part. And Ozzy's like, we got our new guitarist. So I'm like, damn it, I could have done that. But then, like Gus G was saying, he's like, man, being in Ozzy's band isn't all you think it is. You know what I mean? A lot of it's waiting around. And I heard stories where I think Zakk Wylde was like, you never knew what tuning you had to play that night. Like Ozzy'd be like, my voice is a little fried. We got to tune down 3 steps or something. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'd still do it. But if Dream Theater called me, I would say, I'll see you guys in 10 years, okay? I'm going to lock myself in a freaking safe for 10 years, and when I come out, I'm ready for my first gig. And when I came out of the safe, the world would be destroyed, and I would be all by myself playing Dream Theater solos, and I'd be happy. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, Cleanse the Soul. You guys ready? Oh, Burton, you did mean that. Okay. I would say any band that doesn't give me at least a month to practice, I'd be afraid to be in, but I think I could pull off a lot of gigs. I just have to direct my mind to that one thing, and I could do a lot of things, you know. But like I said, Dream Theater would be tough. You know, Animals as Leaders, I'd be like, I need a new guitar. Here we go. By the way, I might be buying an 8-string. 3, 2, 1, go. So I think this is the riff Kerry King hated. Yeah, he was like, it's like la 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 la. I don't know. I think it's cool. The vocal harmony is great. Whenever Tom does a harmony, it gets way catchier. See, even if he thinks the riff is cheesy, the beat is kicking it. That time, instead of having a dead stop, they're like, I'm just going to do two hi-hats. Shit, I missed one of them. Can we try it again? Yes, there's that on beat. Thanks, Burton. It's called being obsessed with something and having no life. That's how I was able to get decent at guitar. Mozdog, you got to pull up the tracks yourself, baby. Dream Theater is one of the best progressive metal bands. They're quite cool. Would recommend, yes. I like early Dream Theater, though. I'm a big fan of the first 3 albums. I like that lick. He was like some kind of like triple thing. Triplets. Or threes, not triplets. I bet you Hannah has that like saved. So all she has to do is hit paste. It's like, you need to play the music in a separate tab. Very smart, Hannah. Once again, happy birthday. Happy 22nd birthday. Okay, I see what he's saying. This sounds like Sonic the Hedgehog music. I get it. Like, there's a happiness to it that a lot of Slayer tunes don't have. Ooh, it just changed. I think I'm going to like this. Oh, they didn't do what I wanted. It's okay. Don't worry, Mozdog. For the next tune, we're going to sync up. Right now, it's impossible for you to sync up to us, but we're going to go 3, 2, 1, play, and you'll be on the same page as us, okay? Oh, is that it? Yep. Okay, so if I had my say, if I was Rick Rubin, I would have been like, take that last thing where you changed it up and kick it in. I'm such a rube. I always want bands to like kick into a riff. That's why I love like Sepultura. I always do that riff for almost all my videos where I'm like, I love this riff. But when it kicks in, I just think of my old band listening to that song for the first time. We all started headbanging and it was a good time. Speaking of like friends and music, I woke up today and I don't know if you guys ever experienced this, but you ever have a dream and a song is playing and it makes you really, really sad for some reason, even if it's not a sad song? Well, for some reason in my dream, it was playing a Police song. And it reminded me of when I was working, I was about 18, my band was kind of starting to fizzle out. And my main friend at the time was my boss, which seems weird. He worked at the music store with me. And I remember it was Christmas time and we were both depressed because we were both like striking out with the ladies. You know, we had no prospects and his fiance just dumped him at the altar. It was really sad. But we sat in his car and just drove around the mall that we worked at, and he smoked and we just talked. And I remember neither of us wanted to like go because we were both so like depressed and we were like finding solace in our friendship and the music. We'd always talk about music and listen to different things. And it's a really cool way to bond yourself with somebody is with music. And so I really wish everybody who plays guitar gets a chance to jam with other people and experience music with somebody, not just Skyping, doing like, hey, we're gonna do the song together, and you never meet each other. I hope music brings you guys together as much as it has for me in my life with people, because I really feel fulfilled when I think about my career in music because of the people that it brought me in contact with and the experiences, friends, concerts, among other things. But I'll leave it at that. Okay, the next tune, Dissident Aggressor. Let me change the track. I believe, if I remember correctly, this is actually a Judas Priest song. Can you guys double check that for me? David, South of Heaven, is that a reference to Earth or Hell? Is there even a difference? That is a great question, man. Sometimes I think Earth is Hell, and then other times I think Earth is Heaven. According to Belinda Carlisle, it is. Other times, I think heaven and hell have to coexist in order for us to get a full experience. Because I always think, you know, when I was a kid, my mom would be like, when you die, you go up to the cloud. She's Korean, so I'm doing the Korean voice. Michael, when you die, you go to heaven and you go to clouds and Jesus. Like, okay, then what? Do I play a harp for a million years? I don't know. What do I do? It sounds boring, you know? And then the thought of eternal damnation in hell doesn't sound very appealing either. But if you blend the two worlds, it's like having like the perfect drink or the perfect food. It's like it's just spicy enough to not melt your face, and it's just, you know what I mean? It's like the perfect balance of two worlds. I think that's where we live. Okay, let's do I guess it's the first cover that Slayer ever did on an album, Dissident Aggressor by Judas Priest. Thank you, Dan the Man. Thank you, Juan. And thank you, Ian. Everybody's confirming it, so it must be true. Usually I don't follow that philosophy, but I will today. I kind of like the Anthony DeMello way of thinking of everything. If everyone else is doing it, it's usually wrong. That's how I live my life so far. Okay. You guys ready? So, Mozdog, this is when we sync up. Okay, you have the song at 0. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, play. And as soon as I say play, hit play. And I'll try to not miss the button this time. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. It's funny how hard it is for me to hit play on a freaking iPhone, but it's going. Probably fades in because I don't hear anything yet. You guys hear anything? Oh crap, it's stuck at 0. Hold on, I may have lost internet here. This is the first time that's happened. That's so funny. I'm like, this is a really long fade in. Very strange. Okay. I'm going to get this working again. Sorry about that, you guys. Technical difficulties. Okay, let's start over. Dissident Aggressor. 3, 2, 1, play. Ooh, it's like marchy. Sounds like a fast version of the zoo. That was cool. Lombardo came in and sped it up a little bit. It's funny because like Kerry King and Jeff were like, we both love this song, but it's kind of like a hidden song in Judas Priest's catalog. Oh, that's cool. It kicked in. And I'm like, that's the whole reason I love going into these albums. You got to find those gems, man. Oh, that's heavy. It goes back to halftime. You could totally tell Dimebag was a huge Priest fan. Stuff like that. Let's hear how Slayer does a Judas Priest solo. A lot of dive bombs. You know what's great about Slayer is they don't always do harmonics when they do whammy bar. They'll just hit a high note and just be like, it's great. Let's see. So this morning I'm playing Master Puppets pretty much at full speed. When I tried to play it a little later, my wrist kept tensing up. Why is this? You may have shocked your wrist too much, you know. Be sure to stretch. Be sure to be hydrated. And watch that technique, man. Try to breathe while you play too. That helps me a lot. That's a cool... Is that it? That was a short tune. It's funny because if I didn't know that was a Priest cover, I would have been like, there's no way Slayer wrote that song. Because could you imagine Kerry King going, guys, I got a riff. This doesn't sound like him, you know? Loved it. I love this, though. Whatever it was, because I totally heard Dimebag, you know? Because you think about his early influences, it's got to be Priest, you know? It's totally a Pantera riff. What's that, the end of Walk or something? I'm having too much fun, you guys. It is often said that Dissident Aggressor is the first thrash metal song. Wow. Good to know, Skeletor. Thank you. Man, you guys are trying to fail the B solo? I freaking forgot that solo. I've been trying to go over my old solos and, you know, bring them back to life, but I'm having a lot of trouble remembering what the hell I did. It's really strange. Like, there was one time when I knew this, like, the back of my, you know, the back of my hand, I guess, whatever that means. So glad my student sold me this guitar because now I could just go crazy on it. Crazy on you. I'm going to play the riff that I forgot once live when I had to flop sweat it. Oops. It's a sweet little ditty. Okay. So the next song is their first without distortion. It says Lane S. I don't know how to say your freaking name. I keep seeing Ian for some reason. L-A-I-N. Lane? So you guys, we've reached the final tune. It's called Spill the Blood. I'm going to change the track. Man, I was so bummed out last time I did one of these because I forgot. I left the wrong song up the whole time, and then I was going to go back and edit it, but then I thought, you know what? Then I'm going to lose all the cool comments you guys left, so I just left it up. Whatever, you know? All right. Any excuse to play hard. Actually, every time I play hard, I just kick into... You know. But I am going to be filling in for my old band coming up, so I'm kind of excited about that. It's going to get me practicing again, and I really hope I don't... Okay, it's Ian. Like, okay, got it. I hope to not have too many flop sweat moments on stage. Jimbo, Spill the Blood is my low-key favorite track off the album. Well, I'm excited now. So part of me wants to hear it. Part of me doesn't because I don't want this to end. But all good things must end. You guys ready? Ready to do some fingering with me? Yes, Juan. Heart, you gotta love Nancy and Ann. Like, literally, I love Nancy Wilson. Nancy Wilson, I love you. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. Nice. It's got a little overkill sound. If you guys have ever heard Horoscope, check out that album by Overkill. You'll crap your knickers. The song Coma is so cool. Dave Lombardo does not get enough credit for his hi-hat work, man. He did that better than any funk drummer I've ever heard. Oh, that riff has all the right elements. Funny. Man, it goes everywhere. Okay, where's it going to go? Love it. That's like the on-off beat. I like this. Whatever he's doing. They did the Metallica trick where you go up a whole step for a second. What the hell are they doing? Tony, I just clogged the toilet and then the water started rising. Scariest and most embarrassing moment I've had in a while watching Art of Guitar live stream. It's only embarrassing if it's at somebody else's house. I heard a story once where a girl clogged the toilet. She was embarrassed because she was at her new boyfriend's house, so she like scooped it up and threw it out the window. Why is there poop outside my bathroom window? What kind of girl is this? I have a rule. If I'm on my first date and I have to take a number 2, I just pretend I'm sick and I go home. Ooh, I heard sweeping. Beautiful whammy bar work. I heard some scoops. I could definitely hear their next progression to their next album. This is really cool. Like Seasons in the Abyss is being born out of this, you know? I think that's the next album after this one. Could be wrong. They did this trick. Hannah's heard that story. It's kind of a classic now. It's legend. Whoa, Lorenzo, is that true? Because that's a good idea, in my opinion, putting it in the cat's litter, but then the cat died. Oh, a week prior. God. It's ghost poop. Ghost poop is a funny idea, you know? Like, would you imagine if you just woke up and every day there was ghost poop in your toilet? I was trying to use Poltergeist and put poop in there. I couldn't put it together. My brain isn't that good. Come on. Yes. I think I heard a 1.7 harmonic there. That was pretty impressive. How does it end? Oh, yes. See, they surprised me. It feels like any other band would have just went, but they went, or something like that. Love it. Vincent says, Slayer makes me feel like I'm about to die a horrible death, but it's the best music to work out to. Very true. I would say a couple bands come to mind when it comes to workout music. Another really good band to work out to is Fear Factory. So slip in a little demanufacture, and you'll hear this. It'll be way lower, but. Diddle it. Oh, it's so killer. Michael's Music. My new channel is up and running. All things guitar. You inspired me to get my own channel. Check it out. Sweet, man. I'm actually trying to uninspire people to make channels because I don't want competition. I think you should quit now. Delete your channel now and never return. I'm just kidding. Congratulations, man. I really think if everybody had their own channel and just put things up that they liked, they don't have to worry about views. They don't have to worry about, oh, nobody subscribed, this, you know, whatever. Because that's how, you know, in the beginning I was kind of bummed out. But that's only when I finally give up. And I'm just like, screw it. I'm just going to do what I want. And we teetered at like 1,000 subscriptions for a long time. And if you ever saw the chart that I posted before, it's like 6 years of nothing. It's like barely anybody watching. And then all of a sudden, woo! And then it was like a snowball effect or something. It was crazy. So if you feel, don't make the mistake everybody makes, which is giving up too early, you know? Unless you feel like you're tapped out, like I have nothing else to say. Then I understand, you know? That'd be funny if Michael's music like actually deleted it. I'm like, no, I'm just kidding, dude. Kidding. Nicholas says, your down picking videos help me so much. That's awesome, man. I've made a few. My first one about the basketball effect, that helps a lot of people. I actually put my new Explorer on and I held it really low and it actually worked. It was kind of cool. And another thing is doing this, pulling the pick this way and trying it this way. Whenever I feel like my wrist is getting tired, I flip it and I'm able to do it. It's really strange. Hannah says we're at 621,000 subs now. Wow, that's cool. It's kind of funny because in one of my videos, I think it's my strumming video, I'm like, hey guys, we're at 30,000 subscriptions. Thanks. Spread the word. I don't know what I said or whatever. And it's just so weird to see how fast that can change once the snowball effect starts happening. So it's crazy. So watch this. If I pick like this, right? It's pretty good, but all of a sudden I start to feel this strange strain right here. If I turn it this way, I feel like I'm pulling down. I don't feel that same strain. The problem is who the heck wants to play like this besides Marty Friedman, you know? Oh, Michael's music is deleting his channel. Thank goodness. Mission accomplished. So my goal is to have every guitar channel in the world just delete their channels. Is that so much to ask? I'm just kidding. Somebody asked me that before. They're like, do you ever get worried? Like, you're telling people to start channels all the time, but what if they steal all your subscribers and they, you know, they do better than you and all that stuff? I'm like, good. Because like a long time ago when I was going to open my school, a very intelligent guy was warning me. He's like, Mike, make sure there's a clause in your lease so nobody can open a store like yours or a lesson school like yours next to you. I'm like, why? Because they'll take all the business away. And I was a little cocky, more cocky back then than I am now. But I was like, then I deserve to go under, you know? Like if I can't be good enough to bring people in and keep them, maybe somebody else should take them away, you know? So that's kind of my attitude now. It's like, I do what I do. The people that like it hang out and support it. The people that don't like it, they go away. And that's great because I wouldn't want that anyway, you know? So, oh man, Ryan, that's going to be freaky when we're at 666K. I think I'm going to be looking over my shoulder a lot. Like, is this some weird omen? What's going on? So, would you rather be the Dream Theater drummer or guitarist? Guitarist for sure. Only because the other day I was doing my video about palm muting. So I was going. And all I had to do was play that drum part, which is actually not that difficult. It took me forever. I'm just like, oh crap. But Portnoy, man, if you watch old videos of him, he looks bored. He's like, paying his bills, doing his taxes, playing, you know, so he's just on another level, you know. But I think with guitar, I could definitely, I don't know, challenge myself, and I would have to stay up at night, practice. It's kind of crazy, so. I don't know, I just kicked into Soul Asylum right there, but. I always had trouble with this part. I forgot how it goes now. Damn it. I lost it. I used to be able to play a whole solo. I'm just embarrassing myself. Sons of bitches. In front of all you people, too. Usually when I fail, I do it alone in my own solitude so I can cry to myself and hug my teddy bear for solace. But damn it, today I just like to embarrass myself publicly, I guess. Do you like going live over editing videos? Sometimes I wonder if I'm just being lazy, you know? Because like for this one, for example, I could just upload it, hit the upload button, and I'm done with it, right? When I have to edit things, I obsess over things. I drive home. I play the video as I'm driving and I'm listening to it. And if there's one mistake, I turn my freaking car around and come back. And there's one time where I did that so many times. By the time I got home, the sun had come up. It was the next day. I fell asleep. I didn't even upload the video that night anyway. Woke up the next day, realized I had to redo the whole thing anyway. So I get a little bit obsessive, man. That's why some videos you'll see me, it looks like I've been up for 7 days. It's because I just go crazy over it. So, Alex Skolnick or Marty Friedman? That's tough. I'd have to say Marty Friedman because I peed next to him once. I have weird metrics, you know. Is that the right word for it? Vinnie Vincent does have all the answers. In fact, he's in my next Licks video. I'll just give that one away. And I've played this before, but he goes like... I was like, why does it sound so weird? Oh, I'm tuned down half a step. I don't know. I'm still practicing it. Sam Wynn, dude, how do you come up with content? I'm a music teacher as well and new to YouTube, and I suck at making videos. Well, you have to just suck for a long time, and then it's almost like whatever you want to call it, the universe, a lot of people say. Yeah, Alex Skolnick's killer, man. I'm just kidding, but I'd have a hard time choosing between those two, honestly. But Marty is so unique that he almost stands out more sometimes. But Alex Skolnick comes up with some of the craziest stuff. And he knows a lot of jazz, too. But I remember I was 2 or 3 years into making videos. And I started to experiment more. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make a video on how to tuck your cable under your strap, you know? And I remember getting so much crap from people. Some people are like, dude, everybody knows that. You're such a freaking moron. You should quit. You suck. And all that stuff. And back then I took it very seriously. You know, I didn't realize that. I just had to persevere through it. And I'll never forget this one guy wrote me something and I laughed so hard inside, but I felt bad too. He's like, dude, you must be out of ideas if you're posting this shit. You know, and I'm like, really? You think I'm out of ideas? I can't sleep at night because I've got ideas. You know what I mean? My head's exploding. Right now I have 6 video ideas that I want to get done this weekend. So it's funny because it's almost like as I go and I don't quit, the universe is like, oh, this dude's not quitting. He's the right channel, pardon the pun, to get these ideas out, and then they come to me. It's really strange. Meditation helps too, because if you're not calming your brain and you're just frantic all the time, all you could think of are thoughts, as Alan Watts would say. But if you calm yourself down once a day, maybe for 20 minutes or something, it's almost like a hard drive that's all full of crazy information. If you've ever defragmented a hard drive, that's what meditation's doing for me lately. It kind of puts all the information in a little corner. And then I have all this space for things to come to me. So I don't feel like I'm coming up with ideas anymore. I feel like they're being given to me. So take that at whatever you want, however you want. Yes, David, I love Sean Lane. Every time I watch him play his videos, I just feel so, I don't know, both like I should just give up because he's so awesome, but also inspired that somebody could get that good. So He's not only technically good, he's musical, which I love. And somebody said something really wise the other day, and it really changed a lot of things I was thinking about, which is some of these legends don't play the guitar. They play the music. And I know that sounds kind of cheesy and trite, but if you have played guitar long enough, you know what that means. It's one thing to play the guitar, like, oh, this is how this goes, this is where my hands go. It's another thing to play the song. So that just flipped a switch in me yesterday. You're never too old to learn. Lord Yeedy, thoughts on Ellefson? Ooh, he's kind of the Ellefson in the room. Sorry, bad joke. For that, I get this. We have to discuss the Ellefson in the room. Okay, ready? When it first happened, it happened during a live stream. And that's the live stream I deleted because I was so grouchy. Somebody brought it up and they kept bringing it up. And I was like, dude, this is a shock to me. Because when it first came out, it sounded really bad, you know? And I was like, it feels to me like my uncle just got put away or something. It hurt, you know, because I grew up with Megadeth and it felt like a cool uncle of mine got busted for something. I hated that feeling. And then I was just like, let's just wait. Let's find out the information. Let's not lynch the guy, because a few people were like, screw him, what a dick, and all this stuff. I'm like, okay, hold on. We don't know everything yet, you know, and we still don't, I don't think. But then over the next few weeks, like even Dave Mustaine was like, oh, let's wait till the information comes out. And then it turns out it wasn't as bad as we all thought. Like he cheated on his wife and the girl was younger, yes, but she was like 19 and all these other facts came out. And so I was under the assumption it was just going to blow over now. I'm like, okay, the tour might be a little bit awkward. I admit, you know, people are going to be like, oh, there's the pervert or whatever they would call him. But then I woke up and on Instagram, I see this note from Megadeth that says, yeah, he's been fired out of the band or whatever. And there was a really telling part of that story, or that the letter that was the message that was put out. And it said something like, due to ongoing strain, like current strain in the band between us, this was just kind of like the last straw. So in my mind, I thought, okay, something else is going on. You know what I mean? Like maybe they were looking for one last reason, but he definitely gave him the reason, I guess, you know, so. But it hurts, you know, but I think in the end, it might be for the better. Maybe they can heal the relationship when he's not with a band, because when you're in a band with somebody, you get annoyed with them no matter what. So maybe if they part ways for a while, they'll get back together later, and maybe he'll work his way back into the group. They'll be like 70 or 80 years old, but I think it'd be cool. And everybody's like, Jason Newsted should step in. And I'm like, that would be very interesting, but I think Jason has suffered some injuries in his life. He talked about dropping a frickin' bass amp or something and pulling his shoulder out or something. I'm like, dude, you're a millionaire. Hire somebody to do that shit, you know? But I can't really see Jason Newsted playing Megadeth tunes if he said he can't play Metallica songs, you know? But as a fan, I would love to have seen that. That's kind of like when Brett Favre came over to the Vikings. It's like, whoa, that's weird. And I thought, wouldn't that be really weird if, like, their drummer went down and all of a sudden, like, Lars is like, I'll fill in. And then one by one, Megadeth was getting replaced by Metallica members until the band was just Metallica again, playing Megadeth songs. I thought that'd be funny. Anyway, I'm just rambling. Okay, you guys. What I'm going to do, Skeletor, if you were the new Megadeth bassist, I would have to ask you for backstage passes, man. I would want front row tickets, and you're obligated to give them to me. The new Kiko guy yeah, he's great. He's awesome too. He's got a cool YouTube presence. You could check out his videos. He like practices, and you can watch him practice for Megadeth shows and stuff. It's super cool. So, okay. Mongoloid says Newstead solo shit is killer. Jason's always been awesome. You know, like if you watch his progression, he's always like been a driving force. If you watch him sing Creeping Death with Metallica, he's screaming die, and he's putting his whole soul into it, And he's always stayed in shape. It's like you could tell he cares about his presence and his presentation, and he loves music, and he's just an awesome guy. I really wish he could have stayed in Metallica, but what are you going to do? All right, guys. Flotsam and Jetsam mic drop. Yeah, I got to see Flotsam and Jetsam once. It's too bad I didn't appreciate their music at the time, but... All right, you guys, I'm going to take off here. It's about 1:30 in Minnesota time, and I appreciate you guys being here for the Slayer South of Heaven listening party. Tune in later if you didn't get a chance to play the music along with me this time. That's the beauty of this. You can always go back, and I'm going to put little chapter markings in the YouTube so you can actually go right to every song and skip all my ramblings, okay? Unless you like them. So appreciate it. All right, thanks, Hannah, for moderating. I actually had to ban someone today, so that's a new thing. Kind of excited about it. I'm just kidding. And love you guys. We'll see you at the next whatever I do. Keep an eye out for that Paranoid Part 2 that's coming out probably tomorrow. I'm going to stay up all night practicing for it. So, all right, guys, take care.